Training Division of the CCS Global Tech, a 28 years old full service IT consulting firm. We help business to build their teams with skill tech professionals depending on their project needs. We also help them by upskilling, reskilling their workforce on the latest technology trends, professional development, and leadership training. We offer a wide range of innovative technology solutions, training, and career placements. My name is Rajbir Singh, manager at CCS Learning Academy, and I have been in technology and professional training sector for over a decade. I work with students, organizations, and leaders for their professional development. We will be running a live Q&A at the end of the webinar. So we have enabled our Ask a Question feature. It is on the bottom of your screen. If you have any question, just put them in there. Today, we have well-respected subject matter expert, trainer, and a speaker who is Microsoft certified trainer with 10 plus years of experience in data engineering and business intelligence. He is specialized in data modeling, ETL, data virtualization, Azure solutions, and more. So please welcome Nitin Gupta. I will hand over to Nitin now. Nitin, you can take it up from here.
Thank you very much, Rajbir, and I hope I'm very well audible to all of you.
Yes.
So, thank you. Yeah. And my screen is visible properly.
Yes.
So, yes, let's start today's session, which is all about Azure Data Fundamentals. And as Rajbir said, this basically will be really helping you to get a career in the cloud computing. And as we know that cloud computing basically is a kind of domain which contain unlimited kind of possibilities to grow your career. So we would not able to cover every single topic of Azure and data and every single thing. But today I would like to showcase some fundamental concepts of data and where you can start, and then you can grow yourself as per your career choices, as per your job profile, as per your education, right? So hi, I am Nitin. As you can see that this course is all about unveiling the Azure Data Concepts, navigating fundamentals for still insights. So I am basically from India and working in Helm 360 for the last 9 years. And currently I'm playing the role of delivery head in BI services and collaborating on multiple projects around US location, Costa Rica and India. I am Microsoft certified with 10 plus years of experience in data engineering and business intelligence, and utilized my experience on data modeling, ETL, Power BI, and Azure solutions. So let's start. First today, what's the agenda? So let us set the expectation first. What is this session all about? So we do not have any doubt. So as I told you, Microsoft Azure basically is a kind of ocean where we can utilize different kind of technologies as per our job profile. So today's session is all about data fundamental services. So first we will see what is Microsoft Azure, just a couple of minutes, right? And then we directly jump into today's topic, which is data fundamental. So what is data fundamental services? How basically we can perform data migration? How can we check the performances, right? Because it provides unlimited scalability and performance measurement as per the requirement. Okay. What are types of data services that we are having that we will see? Then certification. So definitely guys, Azure provides different kind of certifications in data also. It totally depends again, whether you want to be a data analyst, whether you want to be a data architect, right? Okay. So we will see what certification it offers and how we can help you to achieve those certification, right? Okay. So ultimately, once you are done with the entire syllabus of data fundamental from CCS Learning Academy, what exactly you will achieve, right? Okay. And we will discuss some job roles after this particular syllabus. So let's start. Oh, so I'm so sorry. Yeah. So guys, Microsoft Azure is a cloud computing platform with an ever expanding set of services to help you build solution to meet your business goals. Uh, Microsoft basically is providing this platform, or I would say they started this platform in 2008. They introduced this platform in 2008, right? And it will be helping you to provide different kind of services, and it totally depends what is your business goal. Just for example, let's say suppose there's a company and they just want to deploy their website, right? So they are not very much interested on virtual network or other services. In this case, what is the business goal? Just to deploy a website, right? Now, if we talk about a second organization, basically it is dealing with different kind of data on daily basis. And because it is very difficult to store, maintain, and perform the maintenance of data on premises, they want a service so we can store that data on the cloud. So they're not looking for any website, right? What they're looking for, how can we store data efficiently and how we can retrieve the data effectively, right? So that is their business goal, right? Let's say I'm talking about third kind of organization. They wanted to uh, utilize a Windows server or Linux server to store all the credential of the employee, and they want to make a centralized server, and they want to deploy that server on premises. But because of the problem that we face on the on premises, they're looking for a server solution, right? So they're not looking for a website. They're not looking for data. They want to store all the credential and all the important information of the employees and want to create a physical server. Rather than utilizing that server on premises, they want to utilize where? On the cloud. So guys, again, what is your business goal? That is very much important, because if I'm talking about Azure, it provides more than 600 plus of services in different domain. You can utilize it for deploying the mobile apps. You can utilize it for deploying the data. You can utilize for deploying the web application. You can utilize it to create virtual network or virtual server, for example, Windows server, Linux server. So they are providing you ever expanding set of services. It totally depends upon what is your business goal, right? So Azure provides a wealth of cloud-based services like remote storage, database hosting, centralized account management. It totally depends, right? So again, I hope you might have heard about some Active Directory concept of Windows Server, where we store all the credential. So all the account management, rather than you're doing on the Windows Server locally, we can do the entire account management in the cloud, which is called Azure Active Directory, right? Similarly, I can store my data for all the transactions. Let's say a bank, right? So bank can utilize this database server to store all the transactions, accounts, and all the other activities like check and cash. But rather than utilizing this data on premises, we can utilize where? On the cloud. Similarly, storage, I just want to upload my all the virtual hard disk data. I want to upload all the files, folders. So rather than storing all that information on premises, we can utilize where? On the cloud. Okay. So Azure platform is frequently used for backup and disaster recovery. So many organizations use Azure for archival storage in order to meet their long-term retention for disaster recovery requirement. So guys, Microsoft Azure provide data replication facility among multiple locations. So for example, if I'm hosting a database server or I'm hosting a virtual server on the cloud, so by default, Microsoft make multiple copies of the data or the server in the cloud uh, at the same location, right? So just for example, let's suppose we know that the concept of data center. I hope you heard about data center, right? That Facebook has data center, Microsoft has data center, Google has data center. These data center are physical location. So Microsoft has data centers all over the world. You can find these data centers in USA, like West USA, Central USA, East USA, right? You can find these data centers over the Brazil, Latin America, right? You can find data centers in Europe, like UK, France, Germany, right? In Asia, we have Japan, China, India, right? If I'm talking about Australia, we also have data centers, Korea. So they have data centers all over the world. So when you are basically creating any database server in the cloud for hosting data, or when you're creating a virtual network or virtual server in the cloud for virtual operating system, it asks you a question in which location you want to utilize it. Now, suppose if my business is all about centered in America, USA, in this case, I would like to also host my data in the US data centers. But for example, right now I am in, let's suppose, China or India, and all my entire business process and everything goes in India. I should not be utilize US data centers, because that's why Microsoft is creating data centers all over the world. Otherwise, they can also basically go for data centers in a single location, right? So the advantage what, it totally depends upon business goals, the person, organization who basically utilize it. So all over the world, any organization who basically want to utilize the data, they do not need to utilize data centers in US only, right? So in this particular case, what will happen? If I want to achieve the replication, if you see this disaster management, that's a very important concept, DR. So what will happen? I will create, let's say, suppose any database server in the cloud, but rather than basically creating copies at single location, I can create copies in multiple location, right? I can choose that option. In this case, on a particular day, if suppose my primary location, let's say US, is not working because of any XYZ reason, still I can utilize my data from secondary location. So in this particular case, they are providing you long-term data retention and replication facility, and they make sure 24 by 7, 365 days, you are achieving your target, right? Your clients are able to perform any transaction on the data. In this particular case, they are basically targeting their service level agreement, SLA. So Microsoft says, as per the SLA, 99.99% you will be getting your data, right? And how we can do it? Basically implement the replication facility and long-term data retention facility, right? So it reduces cost and complexity with a high secure cloud foundation managed by Microsoft. Okay. It uses multi-layered built-in security control that makes sure data is always secure. Unique threat intelligence from Azure to help identify and protect against rapidly evolving threats. So definitely, guys, security is very important, because you might also be thinking, if I'm putting my data, let's bank, right? Or because data is the most important entity for everybody. So in this, particular case, if you want to utilize it for any kind of information, and data is very much secure, problem is what? That uh, I'm sorry, somebody was there. Yeah, sorry. So security is the most important thing. So definitely, if you have more very secure information, because data is the most important entity. So in this particular case, uh, if you want to store your data on the cloud, you might be having some kind of fear. Hey, anybody can steal my data, or there might be some problem. But Microsoft has basically managed a trust for the last 15 years to make sure, because we have millions of customers in Azure cloud. So they just want to ensure, hey, do not need to worry. Your data is always secure, safe, and it is always authenticated, and nobody, any unauthorized person cannot access your data, right? So they basically are making sure that I am utilizing my data against evolving threats. So Azure provides solution for all industries through proven combinations of cloud products and service, and delivers unparalleled developer productivity. So guys, Azure provides solution for every industry. It's not like this only information technology, be it banking, manufacturing, be it basically any other industry. So they are providing different kind of cloud services, and depends upon the utilization, depends upon the business, depends upon the job profile. It basically deliver unparalleled developer productivity. So that is basic thing about the Azure, Microsoft Azure. So as we know that our session is all about data, not about what is cloud or what is cloud computing. That's not our session. So we are more talking about what is data all about. So let's talk about data fundamentals, right? So Azure is commonly used as a platform for hosting database in the cloud. So guys, that's the most common scenario that is utilized in Azure today. So You might have heard about different databases like Oracle, right? Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, IBM DB2. So these are very famous database in the world. So guys, we can host our data rather than basically on premises, that can be hosted on the cloud. And because of hosting it on the cloud, we are going to get multiple kind of advantages. What kind of advantages? So first advantage is what? That you do not need to worry about what? Maintenance activity. Now, what is maintenance? For example, let's just suppose you have data on premises at your own location. Now, it is stored in SQL Server database or Oracle database. What can be the problem? On daily basis, you need to take a backup, right? Because any time anything can happen on the database, right? Now, suppose what happened, you basically started your machine next day, or anybody want to access data from that machine, and machine has got some problem, or even the software Oracle or SQL Server has got some issue. It means on daily basis, backup has to be taken, right? Second, replication. So this is called replication, right? Backup. Disaster recovery. So unexpected problem can come at any moment of time. So have you basically noticed that situation earlier? So in this case, we should be using database mirroring. So we should be having our multiple machines where data must be stored parallelly. So any moment of time, if problem comes, my network will transfer the request to the backup, right? So this is called maintenance. So in this case, we need to utilize some database administrator that put that, and we have to hire them on a higher salary note, right? So what is their job? Their job is what? To make sure my data is always retrieved on time. There should be not any problem. Customer should not complain. They should be getting data 24 by 7. This maintenance is very costly for the organization, right? Second problem is what I am talking about, scalability, right? Let's say suppose today you have a machine with multiple terabytes of data, but as your the business grows, you need unlimited scalability, right? So in this case, you need to change your hardware every 2 years or 3 years, whatever your capability is, or how much your customers are growing or exponentially growing in the market, right? So in this particular case, scalability will always be the problem. So I want something like what? That if I want 20 terabyte space today without any delay, I should be getting it. So guys, this is something that you can get from cloud, right? So it offers serverless relational database such as Azure SQL database and Azure SQL dedicated pool, which is called data warehouse. So guys, data warehouse is utilized for analytical business intelligence operation, and database are utilized for OLTP transactional operation, right? So in this case, if I want to make sure I do not need to put my effort on the maintenance, I just want what? Data. That's it, right? Without any delay, without any problem, rather than I'm basically utilizing my engineer's precious time on maintenance, backup, patching. I do not need all these kind of activity because that is time consuming activity. So if I want a serverless architecture where I can simply create a data base or data warehouse in the cloud, and I can retrieve it without any problem, without putting my efforts, that offers scalability, elasticity, and maintenance-free environment, why should not I? So in this case, lots of organization guys are utilizing this option to store the data, and they basically do not need to worry because cloud will take every responsibility of backing up data. They make sure I am meeting my SLA 99.9% data retrieval option, and all these kind of stuff we will be getting, right? So Microsoft handles all the patching and updating of the SQL code base seamlessly and abstracts away all management of the underlying infrastructure. So guys, as we discussed, that maintenance will be responsibility of Microsoft. All the patches, all the problem, or every single thing will be responsibility of Microsoft Cloud environment. And we do not need to worry about anything about what? About our infrastructure. So our job is what? Only to get data, to make sure we are getting the data, and we are paying the cost to cloud for maintenance. So guys, the cost depends upon how much I would say space you're going to take in terms of terabytes. What is the compute size? Compute size means what? Suppose I have a company right now, I have 100 employees and they are doing transaction on my database. So in this case, we know when the employees are only 100, it will not be taking so much of basically compute size in terms of, I would say, cache, memory, RAM. I don't require so much of things because we have only 100 employee. Now, after 1 year, what happened? Because my company is doing very well, those 100 employee are basically had got exponential growth, and we have now 1,000 employee and 500 customer. So in this case, they are parallelly working on my database, and I want to make sure latency time should be very much reduced. Latency means what? I just want to make sure if they are putting any query for any transaction, any amount, any single thing, they should be getting it immediately via the web without any delay. So in this case, what I need to do? I need to ask the cloud or Azure, hey, right now, because my employee base has increased or something like this, I want to increase my RAM from, let's say, 4 GB to 10 GB, right? I want to make sure my cache should be increased from that much amount to that much amount. So in this case, guys, we are able to adjust all these compute size as per our requirement. And it's not only increase. Let's say suppose what happened after a couple of months. Let's say if you remember in 2020, we got COVID situation, right? In the COVID situation, what happened? There were lots of service sector which were not getting business. And suppose one of the service sector business or data was in the cloud, what they can do? They can reduce the compute size. So if they reduce the compute size, they have to pay the less money. So it's a very flexible architecture, right? So whenever we require, we can add on more space, more power in terms of RAM, in terms of cache, in terms of processing power. So if we add the power, we have to pay a little bit more money, right? But if our business is not going well or something problems going to be happen, we can reduce what? The elasticity. And in this case, we have to pay the less money. So guys, these are the advantage that we are getting from Microsoft, right? Okay. Cloud. Next is what? Data migration to Azure. So as we discussed, there are lots of business today who basically want to migrate. Guys, let me just tell you that our company also work on the federal and government projects, right? So today we are getting lots of requirement from different government sector. Just for example, some municipalities, right, in the US, or I would say some schools, colleges, healthcare, and they still have the architecture which is like 7 to 8 years old. And that was a time when cloud was evolving. I'm just talking about 2016, 2015, something like this. So at that time, cloud was more evolving. So there were some kind of architecture. They were still basically running right now, but now they are struggling, right? They have got stagnation. The reason behind this, they want more growth in terms of data. They are getting more exponential growth in terms of employees or transaction. So in this case, their current hardware is not able to adjust all these kind of situation. So what they want a new architecture in terms of data warehouse or database in the cloud. And cloud, again, we can have Azure, we can have Snowflake, we can have AWS, anything, but they just want to migrate because it will give them unlimited storage. It will give them unlimited scalability, and they do not have to worry a single they do not put their head on maintenance. That's a very important thing, right? So in this particular case, without creating multiple server for the backup, without hiring expensive employee for the DB activities, they can basically put all the data into the cloud and retrieve it without any problem. A serverless architecture can be there, and it makes sure that we are not able to put all the efforts on backup, mirroring, replication, and all these kind of activities, right? So database migration is a very important concept. So again, if you will get any job or you're doing any kind of basically engineering, so there might be a possibility that if you join some company and they have the requirement to perform data migration to the cloud, right? Okay. So importing and migrating bulk data from on-premise database to Azure SQL database has never been easier. So you might be thinking, hey, I have 100 terabytes of data. How can I migrate to the cloud, right? Now, one of you are saying, hey, Nitin, my data is on-premise SQL server. That's a different database. Second person came, hey, Nitin, my data is in Oracle. It's a different database. Somebody have MySQL, PostgreSQL, right? Or MongoDB. So guys, we have some migration services available that basically also perform transformation. I hope you might have heard a word called extract transformation load, ETL activity. So that transformation allow us to grab data from multiple type of sources, convert them into a common format, and then basically we can store that data into what? A centralized location. And this centralized location can be utilized by all the employee and customers to access the data from their mobile, from their tablet, from their laptop, and every single thing, right? Okay. Now, use the power of Azure to transform unstructured and semi-structured flat files or migrate an entire database schema directly into SQL database. So guys, we have to use the power of Azure. Basically, it provides different kind of transformation as we discussed with the help of Data Factory. So Data Factory is a service that will be helping you to transform unstructured data also and semi-structured data. What is unstructured data? Let me tell you, for example, let's say suppose I have data stored in a black box of the aeroplane, right? I have data stored in a parking meter in any building, right? I have data stored, let's say suppose set-top box that we utilize for watching television. So guys, that data which is stored in these kind of devices, it is not in the row column format, right? I cannot use any rows or column to store data because data in these devices stored in different format. That is called unstructured data, right? Similarly, if I have data in JSON file, XML file, which is semi-structured files, right? So if you are giving me data in this format and asking me, hey, Nitin, can we store in SQL Server? Yes, definitely we can do. Yes, but we have to perform some transformation, write some programming algorithm to convert that unstructured or semi-structured data to the structured format first, and then we can store that data inside the cloud. So guys, again, Microsoft provide different services to utilize, let's say, suppose Java algorithm, C# algorithm, Python algorithm, and different kind of algorithm that we can utilize to write our logic. And apart from that, we have some built-in templates available for some kind of files that we can utilize directly to transfer data from these kind of files to Azure. Okay. So this is something about data migration. Now performance, that is what I was talking about in the very early slide. So guys, SQL database delivers unpredictable performance at multiple service level that provide dynamic scalability with no downtime. So once we store our data, as suppose one of you said, hey, are you sure that we are getting data 24/7? Yes. Microsoft provide that SLA, that data will be always available. Can we extend the capability of data in terms of size? Yes. So suppose right now you have purchased 10 terabyte of space, but if you want more space in terms of storage, it will provide it to you. Now, suppose right now your database is only able to handle transaction of 100 people, or let's suppose 1000 transaction per second. That is the limit right now you have set. If suppose in future I need to scale up that limit, can we do it? Yes, we can do it. So in that way, we are able to increase the compute size in terms of RAM, in terms of processing power that we can do. So we are getting more processing power that can handle not 1000, but even 10,000 transactions per second, right? Your next question comes, Nitin, can we basically scale down the capacity any moment of time? Yes. So as we discussed, if your business is again going down, not going very well, so why should we pay more money to the cloud, right? So again, we are able to set our limit to, let's say, 100 transactions per second or something like this, and we can reduce the processing power capacity of the SQL Server in the cloud. So we have to pay the less money. So guys, this is called very dynamic environment. Nothing is fixed over there. It's very flexible, right? Okay. So it provides built-in intelligent optimization, global scalability, availability, and advanced security options. Okay. So guys, we have different performance level for different needs. So basically it is categorized into three levels. The first level is very basic, which is basically for those kind of organization who have very less number of employee and less number of customer. Second is a mid level, which is what medium level organization in thousands or something that we can utilize. And we have third more level that is called premium level. This premium edition we can utilize when we have on an average 10,000 to 15,000 employee and more customers. We are achieving at least 50,000 transactions per second. I want to make sure as soon the person queries any information, he immediately get the response on his mobile, tablet, or and laptop. So if we want that latency environment, we have premium edition. So guys, again, it totally depends upon your cost consumption in the company, how much you can pay to the cloud, and what kind of cost benefit ratio you are getting for your company. So Microsoft provide environment to a single shop person, to a multi a national company. It totally depends again based on the consumption, right? Okay. Database services type. So guys, data environment is not very simple in Azure. As I started in the very first slide, we are studying fundamental, but we have different kind of data source and other thing available in the cloud, right? So we have Azure SQL Server, right? We have Azure SQL Database, okay? We have Azure SQL dedicated pool, which is called data warehouse. So guys, Azure SQL Server, basically, again, the name is SQL Server, but it is serverless environment, which only allow you to basically create some ID and password for authentication, security protocols. And it also provides some kind of rules for firewalls that make sure which machine is able to access the data. So guys, we can also fix up that problem. So suppose if I have 10 employees, so I can just add some firewall rules for only those 10 employee. So no other employee from other machine is able to access data from that SQL server. So security is really good, right? Okay. So we are able to add multiple database under one server. Just for example, let's suppose we have multiple department in our company. So I am creating a server, and under one server, we have one database for, let's say, suppose supply chain, one database for HR, one database for IT, one database for other marketing operation. So it totally depends, right? So under one server, we can create multiple databases. Now we have data warehouse concept also. So I hope some of you know what's the difference between database and data warehouse. Database is more on transactional activities, but data warehouse is more on analytical activities. Analytical in the sense, suppose I gave you data for the last 10 years of Walmart, right? So after giving 10 years of data of Walmart, I'm asking some question. Hey, can you tell me the performance of this product in different location in the last 5 years? So whether it got growth or decline. Now, suppose I'm asking question, what's the performance of this product in Costa Rica location, or let's say India location? Then I'm asking you next question. Can you tell me the performance of this product in 2018 to 2020? So I'm not asking you to perform any transaction. What I'm asking you to analyze the data, which is called business intelligence. So guys, BI operation we can perform on data warehouse very efficiently because of the architecture. So guys, Microsoft also provide an architecture for what? Data warehouse, right? Data factory, another important concept, which is utilized for extract, transformation, load, ETL activity. So guys, we have to perform data migration from one source to second destination. And apart from that, we have to clean or standardize the data. So suppose you gave me two Excel file. The one Excel file is for which location? Let's say suppose no, Canada location, and one Excel file for, let's say suppose US location. I have to first combine the data of these two files. Next, I have to add some extra column as per some calculation or KPI matrices. I have to do some join or other operation as per some other requirement, reporting requirement. So guys, all these transformation activity we can perform with the help of data factory. So guys, it's a cloud-based ETL tool, which is able to utilize data from multiple data sources. We can utilize multiple activities also and transfer data to the destination. So I would like to show you the environment, Microsoft Azure, for these databases and data warehouse and whatever I'm talking about. Let me just uh, right. So guys, here you can see that some of the services on the top. For example, SQL Server, resource group, subscription, virtual machine, storage account, right? Okay. And data factory I was talking about, right? That's the same thing. SQL database, Elastic Pool. So guys, Microsoft provide more than 600 services. So as we discussed earlier, nobody can master those 600 services because these services are categorized into virtual network, virtual machine, data, web application, and whatnot. So it totally depends upon your job profile. So if some of you are basically have the background in databases, like you have worked on SQL Server, Oracle database, and you want to make your career in business intelligence, right? And ETL activities and all this kind of stuff, uh, I would like to join data services concepts of the cloud, right? But some of you basically having a background of network engineer, cybersecurity, right? Or some other thing, it is not very beneficial for you. In this case, I would say you would like to go for which kind of syllabus where you're learning more about the Azure virtual network and virtual machine. And let's suppose you basically are very much proficient to create a network in the organization with all the IP addresses concept or something, so that you can utilize over the cloud. So guys, let's say one of the person is website developer. He's very much good in ASP.NET to create web pages, React, and Node.js and all these kind of stuff. And they want to basically more learn how we can utilize that these websites over the cloud, how we can deploy it, how we can manage it. So in this case, they can go over different kind of stuff, right? So guys, the topic that I'm talking about is more on data fundamental, right? So nobody can learn 600 services. It totally depends upon the job profile of the person. And this basically syllabus will be helping you to get more on data side, right? Okay. So whenever you click on anything, it will be asking you, can you see right now I don't have SQL database, but if I want to create a SQL database, we can create by clicking on this one. See guys, it's very simple. Suppose I am asking you to install SQL Server in your machine. So in your laptop. So definitely what is the step? You're installing SQL Server first, right? In this particular case, you need to be very much proficient of the SQL Server installation, because in the background, we have multiple services of SQL Server, right? After SQL Server, you're installing SSMS and then connecting the SSMS to SQL Server. Then we have SSRS and SSIS concepts also available. So guys, it means I want a simple environment. I don't want to put my head into the maintenance of this server, right? So in this case, I can simply go to the cloud to create an environment which is serverless environment, right? I don't want to basically put my head on replication backup activity. I simply want what? As a customer, what is my goal? Get data and store data. That's it. Data retrieval, data storage. So cloud is saying you do not need to worry about anything. Just perform your regular job, storing the data, retrieving the data. Rest, everything will take care of. Right. So if you are having that kind of purpose, it is providing you excellent kind of environment for your customer, for the organization. Okay. Certifications, right? So let us talk about some certifications also. So guys, Microsoft Azure Data Fundamental uh, basically having some certification. So if you see, it is basically 4 components where we can utilize this fundamental course. So the first component is what? Explore core data concept. So if you want to clear the certification, Azure Data Fundamental, so we need to be very much comfortable first about core data concept. What's a core data concepts? Now, I think again, if some of you are very much comfortable in primary keys, foreign keys, right? What is normalization? I would say relationship one to one, one to many, right? So I'm just talking about a very core data concepts, entity integrity, referential integrity, right? So you should be comfortable on those core data concepts, right? Now I'm talking about the relational data concepts. If I'm talking about the relational data concepts here, basically you should be more comfortable on more topic like procedures, tables, other components of the databases. So that comes about 20-25%, right? Contribution in the paper. Then non-relational data concepts. So basically I am talking about how to utilize unstructured data, right? So there will be some concept related to unstructured data, which is very less, 15-20%. And then data analytics. So guys, data analytics more about a little bit on the analytical side. As we discussed, some dimension table, fact table, and other analytical concept which utilize to analyze the data. That is also contributing 25-30%. So if you want to clear this certification, that is the component distribution of this paper. So Azure Data Fundamental Learning Path Series can help you prepare for exam DP 900, Microsoft Azure Data Fundamental. So this exam include these 4 knowledge domain areas, right? So let me just open this website, right? So guys, from this website, you are able to utilize multiple certification and can see multiple certification. So right now I've selected Azure because I clicked the link directly, but as we discussed, it totally depends for what role you want to clear the certification. So right now I have clicked on data engineer from the very starting point. And here you can see 5 result, Microsoft certified data fundamental, Azure in data engineer associate, uh, artificial intelligence, document intelligence, migrate SQL Server workload to SQL Azure SQL Database. It's a data migration course, and train and manage a machine learning model with the Azure machine learning. It's more on AI and Python side. So guys, if you compare all these 5, that's a very basic one because you can see it's for beginner. Can you see? Azure Data Engineering beginner, right? So if you wanted to start your career on data side and then making more add-on with the help of AI concepts, machine learning concepts, or other things, you can basically go for other courses also. So if I click on this certification exam, let me just click on it. So guys, here you can see some information over here. Okay. Then it will give you all the skills measured as we discussed on that time. Core data concepts, right? Relational data concepts, some kind of non-relational data concepts, and analytical workload, right? So it will give you some kind of path how we can go on. So some sample learning example will be given to you. So guys, we will be helping you to prepare for the certification, data fundamental, with the help of all the concepts. And we will make sure that if you're done with this course, you are going to clear this certification. Again, that's a starting point. Then in the future, if you want to go for data warehouse or basically AI model or other machine learning model, it totally depends upon your job path in the career, right? Okay. So what you achieve. So obviously, guys, you must be having an idea what's the advantage of certification. See, guys, if you're applying for a job, let's suppose our company basically having multiple data engineers which are dealing with different data projects, right, including me. So basically, you'll be more confident, you'll be having more knowledge because if you are going to study about the certification very seriously, you're going to understand each and every point behind it, right? So whenever you're going to apply for the job, and if you put a Microsoft badge on your resume, it make your resume more heavier, right? In terms of knowledge, in terms of confidence. Okay, it boosts your career potential, as we discussed. If you put your badge, Microsoft badge, on your resume, it will be picked more easily from the recruiter, and it will boost your career potential. Okay, it also highlights your expertise, as again, it totally depends which certification you're going to clear. Suppose if you have cleared data fundamental, right? Then again, somebody have cleared the AI fundamental, or somebody have cleared, let's say, data analyst fundamental. So totally depends upon your basically certification and expertise. Okay, it give you higher earning potential. Obviously, if you have more experience and then more certification in your kitty, obviously you will be getting better salary. So some kind of structure statistics we have shown over here in the right hand side for data analysts, data engineers, and data scientists, right, on yearly basis. Again, that's a starting salary I'm talking about. But again, based on your experience, let's say you become a data architect, right, after 3 or 4 years. So definitely your potential, your career option will get boosted. Okay. So yeah, you can talk about the link which I have shared. You can utilize that link to explore more courses, more job roles over there. Okay. So now how cloud computing basically is very important for databases, right? So if you see the left hand side, you can see some kind of issues over there. Hardware failure, right? Scalability, right? Resource fluctuation, maintenance. So we know that if we have any data on premises and it is stored in our server, physical server, any moment of time hardware get fail, right? My server is not working. What's the alternate option? You should be having a backup server in your company. So if any moment of time any problem comes, the request of all the customers should transfer to the backup domain controller. Now that's a problem because it add more expenses to purchase one more server in the company. If suppose I have multiple employee and multiple customers who are performing transactions on regular basis, right? Second problem is what, guys? scalability. So as we discussed, we have three physical server with some with some computing power, with some space of hard disk, cache, RAM, processing power. Every single thing is there. Now, problem is what if we are having some exponential growth in the company organization. Now, what we have to do? We have to upgrade our hardware on regular interval basis. We don't have any alternate option. We have to keep add on something on our server. But if we are going to work on the cloud, we do not have to worry because we are able to scale up our compute size and space both. What's the compute size? We are able to add processing power. We are able to add more cache and RAM in our system. And space means what? It is unlimited. 10 terabyte, 20 terabyte, 50 terabyte, 100 terabyte, you name it, and cloud will give it to you, right? Resource fluctuation. Nothing is fixed in the cloud because it is very flexible environment. So it's not like this. You are able to scale up your capacity. Guys, you can scale down your capacity also, right? So right now, if I have a processing power which is utilized by 1,000 customer, and because of COVID situation, I have lost my business opportunities. I don't have so many customers or clients right now. So I can reduce all the power in the cloud to so I do not need to make the more payment for all these kind of servers, right? So you are able to scale up the capacity, and you are able to scale down the capacity, right? Maintenance. We do not have to worry about the maintenance, right? Backup, recovery, all these procedures will be taken care by the cloud. So cloud says you do not need to worry about the maintenance, just work on your data. Rest leave upon us because you are making a payment to us on monthly basis. So you are my customer, and I am going to provide you 100% SLA. I would say 99.99% SLA to make sure you are getting data retrieval on time. Okay. So if I talk about this gap has filled or bridge by what? Uh, Replication from the cloud, elasticity from the cloud, and unlimited storage from the cloud, right? So guys, what's the solution? Data services. So we are getting advantage of data security. Obviously, guys, we are again, somebody have any doubt in their mind. Hey, how can I keep my data in the cloud? How can a bank keep the data in the cloud, right? But again, for the last 10 years, Microsoft has built a trust. We have millions of customer and organization in the cloud right now, and data is completely secure. Okay. Unlimited storage, again, not a problem. Low maintenance. We have to only pay the money to the cloud, rest leave upon them. They will make sure you are getting your data on the time, whether you are getting on your mobile phone, your tablet devices, your laptop, but you do not need to worry about what? Any server. Okay. Improved collaboration. So once my data is getting stored in some location, for example, let's say East US location, I have stored my data in a data center. So guys, we are able to collaborate on that location. It totally depends whether my client is in India, China, or somewhere else. So guys, we are able to work on a project at the same time. I'm giving you a real-time experience, for example, of my experience. We have worked on different projects for government service in the last 5 years. And we have some employee who are near shore, like in Costa Rica, some employee in the onshore in US, some employee who are in India offshore. So all we collaborate on a single location because our data warehouse is created in the Azure in the US, right? So it provides proper collaboration mechanism through which we are able to sit at multiple location, still collaborate on a project. Okay. And backup and restore data. So cloud provides replication facility. So we are able to store our data in multiple location or multiple server in a single location. So if a problem comes in any machine or any location, still we are able to retrieve our data from a secondary location, right? So this is something about guys data services, and that will be really helping you to boost up your career to make more secure option in the job. If you're looking for BI opportunities, business intelligence opportunities, data opportunities, AI, machine learning opportunities for the data, I would say you are most welcome, right? So thank you very much for this session. If you have any question, please let me know.
All right. Thank you, Nitin, for the great presentation and your valuable information. Now I request to the audience, please pop in your questions. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. our instructor Nitin will answer all your questions. Nitin, let me see if we got any questions from the audience.
Sure.
No questions yet. Okay, we will give some more time. Let us know if anyone have any questions. Nitin, meanwhile, I have few questions.
Mhm.
Right. So, Nitin, what are the prerequisites for this course, the DP 900 Azure Data
Sure.
Fundamental? Mhm.
Sure. So as we discussed, if you want to go for Azure Data Fundamental, you must be having very basic idea about databases, right? So even if some of you have gone through theoretical concepts of databases, as we discussed, like relationship, right, normalization, okay, uh, 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 basically what is row and column all about. So if you have that basic knowledge, that is more than sufficient, because in this syllabus we are also going to train you on SQL Server to make sure that you are able to utilize that SQL Server in the cloud.
Okay. Mhm.
Yep. Mhm.
All right. And Nitin, do candidate need to do AZ 900 before DP 900 program?
See, that is Azure fundamental course. I would say if you add one more certification in your kitty, that will be really good. But if somebody have good knowledge on data and
Mhm.
basic knowledge on the cloud concepts, they do not, it's not mandatory actually, I would say, right? So in this particular case, obviously it's very good to start to always start from a basic. But if somebody have a good idea about some basic cloud computing and basic database concepts, they can directly start with this course also.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
And Nitin, as we know, there are various programs in Azure, and those of
Hmm.
them are for the beginners, right? If we
Hmm.
see, like, there is AZ 900, then there
Hmm.
is DP 900, the one,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
there is AI 900, even AC 900. So,
Hmm.
just want to know, how do candidate make the decision or to choose for which certification they should go?
Right. So Microsoft provides certification for everybody, right? Just for example, I would like to let you know, if suppose I am a network engineer, so I am very much proficient to establish a network in a company with the help of IP addresses, machines, and every single thing. But I'm not on the data side. So definitely data fundamental is not for me, right?
All
In this
right.
particular case, I would like to go for a course which give me more expertise on the cloud, on virtual network and virtual machine side, right? In similar fashion, if somebody is basically on AI, artificial intelligence or something like this, and they are not looking more on network or data side, in this case, they can select some a different course over there, right? So it totally depends upon the job profile of the person. It's very wide, I would say, as yours.
Mhm.
So upon your experience, what exactly have you, as a give example, web application. Somebody basically more work on the web application and other side, but not more on data side or mobile application. So again, data is not their career choice. So in this particular case, Azure have more services, 600 services. For multiple service, they have multiple round of certification, right? A chain of certification. So in this case, it totally depends upon the job profile that we have to choose a particular certification.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. And yes. So, Nitin, for how long DP 900 certificate is valid? Is there any validity time or it's lifelong?
Actually, what happens sometime Microsoft changes some kind of core concepts as per the version change or something like this. So they provide the validity on the website.
Okay. Mhm.
Yeah. So in this particular case, when it's going to be expire, right? So if it is going to be expire, they basically release an add-on later on that you can clear. So and that is about every certification, not only Microsoft, whether it's Cisco or Solaris, everywhere, right? So they have validity period there. And if something is major going to be changed, they completely clear the certification path. Otherwise, the same will be valid.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. Thank you, Nitin, for answering my questions. Let me have a final check if we got any questions from the audience. I think we are done up with the questions. There is no question. If anyone have any question, you can reach us on the email. We will reach you back with all the details. Thank you, Nitin. we have done up with the questions. And again, thank you for your time today. I have a special offer announcement. We are running a special offer on DP900 Microsoft Azure Data Fundamental course and also on few more courses. This is the industry's ever big discount. It is the premium discount. To know more, you can visit on our website. Me and my team will also send you the email. You can reply us back. If in case you have any friend or colleague looking for the training, you can also suggest them. I have also added my LinkedIn profile and company details. If anyone want to know more, can connect with me directly. So when it comes on upskilling and reskilling, CCS Learning Academy is designed to be your organization's secret weapon. A network of talented and passionate professional instructors are ready and waiting to work directly with you and your team. If you are new to IT or seasoned professional, we offer a wide range of courses for your need. If you need more information, please contact us. On behalf of CCS and our instructor Nitin, we would like to thank you for your attention on this important training session today. Hope you enjoyed the session. Looking forward to you all for joining our future webinars. Stay safe out there. Thank you very much.